Out of the book of Judges, the 16th chapter, verses 25 through 28, just for the purpose of your hearing. Judges 16. I'm almost embarrassed to preach this, but I saw some things that I want to share with you concerning our series, Too Close to Quit, coming out of Judges. I want to lift the 16th chapter, verses 25 through 28. Look what it says. Then this, everyone was feeling high, and someone said, "Get Samson. Let him show us his stuff." They got Samson from the prison and put on a show for them. They had him standing between the pillars. Samson said to the young man who was acting as his guide. Next verse. I got it right here. "Put me where I can touch the pillars that hold up the temple so I can rest against them." The building was packed with men and women, including all the Philistine tyrants. And there were at least 3,000 in the stand watching Samson's performance. And Samson cried out to God, "God, oh, please, look on me again. Oh, please, give strength yet once more. God, with one avenging blow, let me avenge on the Philistines for my two eyes." Here's Samson asking God for one more chance. Today's message coming from the series, Too Close to Quit. Here comes. Here comes. Now, if you never messed up a chance, I ain't talking to you. But if you like me, and you've messed up a few times, then me and you going to connect on this message. I've learned in my journey with God, doing this Christian thing, that he's not just a God of a second chance, but he's a God of another chance. And if you're in here and you've really been trying to live life and life has really been throwing you blows and things have turned out totally different than what you thought, I'm sure that he's a God of another chance with you. We've messed up some things. Not only have we messed up some things, but we let some people mess up some things. Because unbeknownst to you, the glory of God is on your life. The hand of God is working on your behalf, and the enemy knows it. Here, just like Samson, people see what you're doing. You don't have to advertise it. You may not put it on Facebook, but they hear how God is blessing you and your children. And some people just want to get in close enough to find out what makes you you. Yeah, some people are clapping on that, but understand this. Every inquiry and every inquisitive person is not really concerned about your life like that. Look at somebody and say, like that. Some people want to know what makes you tick. How is it that you can wipe your tears and keep moving? How is it that your heart gets mended so fast after it being broke? How is it that you can smile and hug the people who you know been doing you wrong? Some people want to know the strength in your life. This is Samson. He was a Nazarite from birth. Hebrew means Nazar. In other words, he was to abstain. He was to consecrate oneself, distinguished and set aside by God by not cutting his hair and abstaining from strong drink. That's not the part so much I want to hone in on, but I want to hone in on the part that from his birth, before he was born, God had already had a plan for his life. And because of that plan, there was a glory, there was a power that rests on Samson that could not be denied and could not be stopped. And that's for about 3 people that'll tear this church up when I say it. The reason why you've made it this far, you ain't that smart. You're not that educated. You don't have that many connections and phone numbers in your phone. It's the very fact that God knew what you were going to be, how you were going to be, and where you were going to go. And because of that fact, you've taken pills and still got up and ain't killed yourself. You're showing up danger seen and unseen. Almost lost your mind, and at the last second, God snatched you back because of his hand on your life. Let's not mistake it. Let's not mistake it. Some of y'all sitting here looking good because his hand is on your life. You're clothed in your right mind because his hand is on your life. Whether you rubbing 2 nickels together, the fact that you are smart enough to figure out that you got more month than you got money, and you're consolidating food, making homemade soup, baking cornbread, making sugar water, and having syrup and bread and biscuits, and the fact that God come on, his hand, distinguished. Somebody say consecrated, holy, set aside. In other words, nobody was to touch him, nobody was to play with him, and that's why you ain't for play. Can I say that one more time? That's the reason why I'm learning, I'm growing. I promise you, I got some people behind the scenes because I can be very confrontational. I be trying to show people what the Marine Corps had taught me for 20 years. I want to show them how quick I can put them in a chokehold. I want to show them, and I got people behind the scenes saying, Pastor, you can't do that. You're bigger than that now. The congregation is not 12 now, it's 300 now. You just can't comment on every post. But I be wanting to show them, Shekinah. I be wanting to show them, and God be like, no, don't do it. And he be like, I promise you, if you do it, they're going to leave you alone. And he be talking to me, but I had to say this, that you're not for play. Understand this, that you don't have to clap back all the time. There's something on your life. I'm learning what's my business and what's not my business. And you liking me is not my business. You can't stand me, it's not my business. You don't like what I got on, is not my business. You understanding how God has blessed me is not my business. I'm going to let you mind that, and I'm going to keep walking with God. Look at somebody and say, that's not my business. Yeah, that's not my business. Yeah, he was consecrated. He was consecrated. He was consecrated. That was the Hebrew word. Just like the word Hebrew means to cross over. This is why they were called the children of the Israelites. They were Hebrew because they were the people that crossed over the Jordan. They were the people that crossed over the Red Sea. Samson was chosen by God. I got a couple of preaching points, man. I got to say this. You're chosen. Don't just listen to me mention Samson. I need you to put yourself in Samson's place. When I hit these points, when I say Samson is chosen, you were chosen by God. Listen to me. You didn't put this on you, God. Just for 2 people right here. It's not your fault that you look this good. It's not your fault that things are working out for you. God chose you. And if they serve the Lord like you, they'll be blessed like you. If they pray you like you praying to God, they'll have this, that, and they can't get mad. They want to get mad at anybody. Get mad at God. Because I didn't ask for this. I didn't beg for this. I didn't manipulate. Let me come down here because some people ain't move you. I didn't manipulate for this. I didn't ask to be blessed. God chose. Sometimes I don't want to be this strong. Y'all didn't catch that right there. The whole family expects you to be, I'm just for 3 people on this side. The whole family expects you to be strong. You praying for everybody, loaning everybody money, being there for everybody. Sometimes you want folk there for. And asked to be this strong. And because God chose him, watch this, that he had enemies already set aside for him. Well, that's going to help 3 people right in here. You still trying to figure out why they don't like you. Certain enemies are just ordained not to like you. Because if it wasn't for them not liking you, you couldn't prove who you are in God. Your enemies is the proof that God's hand is on your life. The strength that you're defeating them with got to come from God, because certain people tried to be you and they went through some of the stuff you went through. Look at somebody and saying they didn't make it. They didn't make it. They didn't make it. Baby, you got to be careful how you trying to walk in somebody else's footsteps. What I came through and make you blow your brains out. What I've been through and make you give up on life and quit. Can I talk to anybody here? The nights that I had to cry myself to sleep, baby, you would have taken a bottle of pills and laid down and died. Your enemies are proof there's something special about you. Well, Bishop, it's a lot of them. Yeah, you serve a big God. Shay, God is not a bully. God won't go pick on and lead you to a fight to be fighting somebody he know you can whoop. He going to lead you to a fight that you need his help. Come on, and that's why you have to have enemies. Not only was he chosen, he had nothing, watch this, he had nothing to do with his gift on his life, but he had enemies because of how well he flowed in his gift. The word got out how bad Samson was. And because of the reputation of the hand of God on his life, more people kept coming at him. Y'all missed that right there. You wonder why the weight gets heavy for you. You wonder why the problems get big for you. You have a reputation of not quitting. You have a reputation of getting your mind together, piecing whatever you got to piece together, and going after it and finishing regardless of how many people are coming up against you. Look back over your life. Nobody opened no doors for you. Nobody fed you with a silver spoon. You don't have a bunch of millionaires in your family. Matter of fact, your family don't even halfway like you, but they got to respect the fact that there's something about you that says there's a connection greater than what they have. He didn't pray for it. He didn't ask for it. Watch this. And God said, because I chose you. And here's the thing I want to point out, and I'm going to move a little bit further, that they were watching him. They knew his every move. Y'all missed that. I used to ride a public bus to school, too. I'm going to say it one more time. They were watching him. Please know they're scrolling your page. They may not press like, but please know they see you and your husband and your children on vacation. They see that you just got a job promotion. They know that God is blessing you. And you know that they see it because they'll do a little subliminal thing to let you know that they see it. This is what I came to tell you. You may not brag about it, but the word getting out that God is blessing you. God is handling your business. You ain't got to advertise it. You don't have to brag about it. Look at somebody and say, just be and do. Just be and do. In other words, be who you are in God and do what God has assigned you to. They're watching you. They heard about him. So here's the story. Here's the backdrop of the story. In a few minutes or less, Samson wanted to get married. He had a problem now. He was a he-man with a she problem. He had met a little harlot that he wanted to marry, and he had a problem with it. They didn't want him to marry. He tears up a town, but he had his father and mother to find him a bride. Let's go to it. Judges 6:14 and 5 through 6. Put that up there. Judges 14:5 through 6. Then went Samson down to his father and his mother to Timnath, and came to the vineyards of Timnath, and behold, a young lion roared against him. They're heading to Timnath to find him a bride. Here's what I want to point out. His mother and father are heading to this town, but they're on different roads. You missed it. They're heading to this town, but they're on different roads. Give me the next verse. And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he rent him, and would have had rent a back up. And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid, a baby goat. And he had nothing in his hand, but he told not his father or his mother what he had done. Back up the next verse. Go back one. How is it that my mother and father are traveling with me? A lion jumps out at me, and I'm not to tell them as if they're not there. They were all heading to the same town, but on different roads. You and your family can be heading in the same direction, but God has y'all on. Here's the difference. My road, I got a tax. It says that a lion jumps out at him, and Samson handles the lion like he would be handling a baby goat. Stop trying to explain your road. Says that the Spirit, next verse, says the Spirit of the Lord comes upon him, and he tears this lion up as if he was handling a baby goat. And he said, tell not your mother or your father what he had done. Lion jumps out. People could be in your life heading in the same direction, but on different roads. You have to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that. Hey, you just don't, I can't explain it to you. I'm not going to try to explain it to you, because if I did, you wouldn't understand. The worst thing you can do is waste time trying to get people to understand what you've been through. And watch this. Here's what I'm getting ready to bless you with. You can flip a chair on this one. That God knew what he was going to encounter and already had a way for him to get out of it. He didn't cry for help. He didn't holler for help. Here's my point. What you're going through is not taking God by surprise. I need you to use what you got. So they go to this town looking for him a bride. Judges 14, 8 through 9. Let's go there. And after that time, he returned. This is going to bless you. To take her, to return, to go back and get his wife. He turned aside to see the carcass, that same lion. And behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass. You don't get it. See, that's why I'm not churched. The same thing that was meant to kill you is now holding something sweet. It's the same problems that was designed to take you out. Now, when you look back on it, it's a sweet spot in it. If they had not fired you, you wouldn't went back to school and got a degree. If he had not left you, you wouldn't have got yourself together. If she had not done you the way she done you, you wouldn't have matured enough. There's always a sweet spot in something that's trying to destroy you. God will take the very problem and turn it into something sweet. He takes it, he says, hey, at the time of return, swarm of bees in the carcass and the lion, and he took thereof his hand and went on eating, and then came to his father and mother and gave what? Them and what? Some people are benefiting from the battles you came through. They may not give you the credit, but it's you. Y'all didn't say that right there. You may not get them credit for taking care of loved ones, being there for everybody, but they know it's you. They know you act like you more than us. Baby, let me tell you, no, you act like I'm more than you. You see what's on my life. I can't help that what I've been through, God has created a sweet spot. And the problem is that you don't understand that what I've been through is giving you something to taste. He takes this right here, he says, and he told them not, and he had taken the honey out of the carcass of the lion, and he uses this same thing as a riddle to those of the town that he was getting ready to marry this woman from. He says that if, let's go to it. I'm just going to read it. 14, 13 through 15. Samson said to them, let me put a riddle to you. If you can figure it out during the 7 days of the feast, I will give you 30 linen garments and 30 changes of fine linen. This is what I got to hurry to. And watch this. I'm going to just give you this cliff notes. After he gave them the riddle, they went to his fiancée and convinced her to tell them the riddle. You missed that. They went behind his back, asked her of the riddle. She went to him, seduced him to give up the riddle. He tells her, this is not even Delilah. This is his fiancée. Then what she did, she told them the riddle. And when they figured out the riddle, they told it to Samson. Samson got so mad, tied up a couple of tails of some coyotes or something, lit it afire, and burnt up the whole town. He takes off, watch this, he comes back to town to pick up his fiancée, and they've given her to his best man. Here's the beginning of his problem. Here's my point. The past relationship had hurt him so bad, he never healed before he got into. He was already damaged by the first relationship, felt like he had been betrayed, and now he goes on this wife hunting expedition, and he runs into Delilah. And Delilah was so fascinated with his strength that she was seduced by other men of the town to try to figure out what was Samson's strength. And because he never healed from the first relationship, that he could not identify that he was being done the same way. And stop taking James to a Jerome relationship. Stop taking Mary to a Nancy relationship. You got to be healed. Here's what fascinates me about the scripture. I'm almost done. Give me 3 minutes. I'm almost done. I may holler one time and get out of here. See, they wanted to know the secrets of his strength. Samson, what makes you so strong? I kept reading Mother Isaac. I kept asking, why she keep asking in that? Why she keep asking him, isn't he not muscular? We would think. See, if I asked Brother Dre, I said, man, how are you so strong? You can look at him. Brother Harvey, you can look at him. But if you saw me tear a door off the hinges, you'd be like, you'd be like, dang. Where did he get this superhuman strength? You missed it. This superhuman. See, when you can look at somebody and they look like they're strong, you presume them to be strong. But when you look at somebody and they're going through stuff that you thought would have destroyed, you know that there's something superhuman about them. And they wanted to know, why is Samson, how is Samson doing stuff that a normal human can't do? They wanted to know what made him strong like that. Not because they wanted it, but they wanted him weak. Stop telling people what picks you up, what strengthens you. Some folk only want to know what makes you strong so you can become normal like. So she says, Samson, What makes you weak like a natural man? And he gave her a couple of false stories. She called in the men to try to grab him. He breaks loose. She weeps again. Samson, you lied to me. Come on, ladies, you know how. You know how y'all do. You lied to me. You don't love me like you say you love me. Tell me what makes you weak like a natural man. Samson tells her another story, and the Bible says that he kept falling asleep in her lap. I don't know a whole lot that make a man sleep so strong that people can sneak in on him and try to kill him, and he don't hear them. Samson, get ready, Tremaine. Samson had a sleeping problem. He lays his head in her lap. They come in, he pops to, snaps the ropes, and she's upset again. She says, Samson, we through. Don't call me. I blocked you off Facebook. Don't ask me what my snap is no more. Don't tweet me unless you tell me what makes you weak like a natural man. Samson says, okay, I don't want to move back in with my mom and dad and them. I'm going to tell you that from birth, my hair has been untouchable. I'm Nazarite, that I cannot have strong alcohol, and if you were to shave my head, because that's the covenant between me and God, the promise to strengthen my hair, that I'll become weak like a natural man. She goes and tells the men what the secret was. Samson falls asleep. And while he was asleep, they shaved his head and was able to bind him with chains and now put out his two eyes. And this is where I will close and holler at right here. They didn't just want to take his strength, they wanted to take his vision. Did you catch what I just said? See, your strength and no vision is still a problem. Because with no vision, your strength has no purpose. But the reason why your strength has purpose is because God gave you vision. And they wanted his vision. And they put out his two eyes and they bound him up, put him in the dungeon to be a show and a spectacle for them. How many people just want to confine you, control you, so they can stifle your vision and watch you while you struggle? But Samson says to this young boy, he says, I hear them laughing, I hear them making a mockery of me. And he prays to God, give me one more chance. You ought to high five somebody and say, I'm praying for one more chance. And here's my point. I'm going to close on it. I'm going when I tell y'all this, that it wasn't some big person that put him in position. It was a little boy that put him in position. Stop stepping over people that look less than you. Stop turning your nose up at people that don't have what you have. Your next move that God puts you in position is going to be folk that don't even look like they have what you have. Have I got a witness here? Samson says, put me in position. You ought to high five somebody and say, my next move, God is putting me in position. I'm about to tear the whole house down. My next move, I'm about to tear some stuff up In my next move, God is going to strengthen me. Grab your neighbor by the hand and say, neighbor, I may have lost my strength. I may have lost my sight, but I haven't lost God. My next prayer, I'm praying to God, put me in position. My next prayer, I'm praying to God, give me one more chance. Tell somebody, say, neighbor, I'm praying for one more chance, one more prayer, one more praise, one more shout. My next prayer gonna turn some stuff around. My next prayer gonna bring my family back together. My next prayer gonna bring my wandering child back home. I need you to grab your neighbor one more time. Put your arm around your neighbor. Hug them like you love them. Rock them like you need them. Hold on to them like you got them. And say, neighbor, I'm about to put you in position. I'm about to set you up to tear stuff down. I'm about to set you up to go to the next level. Hug your neighbor and say, neighbor, I brought you here to put you in position. Say it. Say yeah. Are you in position? And the Bible says that Samson put his hands on the two pillars. Y'all missed that part. I got my feet on it. Now I'm about to put my hands on it. God told me to tell you, your next move, you're going to have hands on your money, hands on your new job, hands on your new house, hands on your family. Tell your neighbor, I'm about to put my hands on it. I may have lost my vision, but I'm about to put my hands on it. I may have lost my strength, but I'm about to put my hands on it. I may have dreamed about it, but I'm about to put my hands on it. Take that same hand and grab your neighbor and say, neighbor, take that. You got strength now. You got power now. Say it. Say it. Yes. Yes. Do you got it? You came too close to quit now. I came too close. I got another chance. I may have lost my money, but I got another chance. I may have lost my mind, but I got another chance. Anybody in here, you're praying for another chance? I came to tell you, it's in the house. Is it in the house? Is it in the house? Look at somebody. Say, I may have messed up, but I feel another chance coming. I may have bloated, but I feel another chance coming. Say it. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. Grab them on both sides. Grab them on both sides. Say, I'm about to tear it down. I'm about to tear it down. Everything they said about me, I'm about to tear it down. Every time they tried to stop me, I'm about to tear it down. Every time they tried to block me, I dare you to rock. Here comes the house. Here comes the house. Tear it down. Tear it down. Yeah. Woo! I got one more chance. I messed up the last time, but I got one more chance. I was hanging with the wrong people, but I got one more chance. I messed up my money, but I got one more chance. And this time, he gonna do just what he said he gonna do. Somebody shout, this time. This time, he's gonna turn it around. This time, my house coming together. This time, my children filled with the Holy Ghost. This time. Somebody shout this time. Everybody on your feet. You've been through rough times. You've been through hard times. You've been through trials and tribulations. You've been denied, been talked about. But one thing is for sure. Here comes another chance. Here comes. You've been divorced, left with the children. Here comes. I can't let it go. I'm trying to let it go. Here comes. If anybody can receive it, I dare you to lift your hands all over the building and say, here comes another chance. And I'm about to get it right. My relationship with God, I'm about to get it right. My family, I'm about to get it right. I messed up. I wasted on people that didn't love me, that didn't care about me, but I'm about to get it right. I laid up late at night worrying about how folk didn't like me, but I'm about to get it right. I've almost lost my mind trying to get folk to understand me and love me, but I'm about to get it right. I'm about to stay focused on my purpose and my vision for God. Is there anybody in here understand what I'm saying? Listen to me. You are standing in the evidence of another chance. And this time, we can't overlook the small people. It was the little boy that couldn't see, that Samson couldn't see, but he could see for Samson. It's going to be some people that you didn't think can help you with vision, got vision. Here's the point I want to bring, and I'm going to let the singer sing. The whole time Samson was disabled, he built a relationship with the little people. And that through that relationship, that little boy put him in. Don't dog the store attendant. Don't dog that single mother in that Walmart line. Teach your children how to respect everybody. You'll walk in a college admission office and the very person you'll walk up in the hospital and that CNA that you tried to go off on in the gas station be the one taking care of mother or your mama. If you blowed it, I'm talking about me now. If you messed it up, if you let people mess it up for you, this is for you. I'm talking to you. But if you're asking for another chance, I want you to get to this altar for prayer as the singers are singing. And we're going to get out of here.